What's up, guys? JnJReviews here. It is the end of 2015, and we have been seeing movies all year long from January. Taken 3 was our first movie we saw this year, and we're all the way down. It was. Quite a film it was. Don't know if it'll be on my list, though.
I liked it. It was fun. It was fun. It
was fun. We started from there. We're all the way here to December. Quite a year of movies it's been. There's some ups, some downs, but we're here to recap our favorite movies of the year.
Yeah, gosh, I look back and I'm just like, I forgot we saw that movie, but there we go. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna do this top 10 list, really similar like we've done in the past. We're gonna say the movie, kind of say some quick things about it, and move on. And maybe we'll see some similarities or not. But we've seen different movies. I may have seen different ones than him. He's probably seen different ones than me. This will be interesting. We also haven't seen maybe he has. He's seen a lot of movies, but we probably haven't seen every single movie on this list.
No.
So
there's a good amount that I very much wanted to see that are Oscar contenders, but not everything plays where we are, so we can't see everything.
But I'm gonna go ahead and get us started with my number 10. And these are, again, I really like movies that, first of all, I enjoy, ones that have taken a lot of time, and ones that I walk out and I thought I really enjoyed it. So anyway, number 10, I went with Ant-Man. Ant-Man was just a fun one. The reason I liked Ant-Man, even more so than the Avengers, was just because it was different. It was something different than Marvel brought to the table, and it was interesting to watch. I think Paul Rudd actually hit it out of the park. I think he did a lot better than I anticipated. It was just a fun ride. I think it was just, the difference really got me, and walking out I was like, wow, that was actually something new and something different.
Yeah, Ant-Man was a good time. Really quickly, I'm just going to say a few honorable mentions. I have Cop Car, Kingsman: The Secret Service, Mission Impossible: Rogue Nation, Creed, and these movies, and Mississippi Grind, also really fun.
Dang it, dude, I forgot about one of those.
Really fun. See,
the Kingsman one, I forgot about that one.
Some movies, there's an honorable mention.
There's an honorable mention.
Secret Service, but all are really fun movies. Definitely go check them out. But I'll get in. My number 10 is a movie that critically and obviously everyone's kind of mixed about this movie, but I personally really enjoyed it, and that's Legend. It stars one of my favorite actors, probably one of the best actors working today, Tom Hardy, playing two roles as the notorious Cray twins. And it's just what a lot of people are turned off by this movie is it's not really structured. It's kind of messy with the plot, but I really dug it because it's very brash and confronting and stylistic. And I think that combined with Hardy's just amazing performance, like he is just as incredible as you would think playing two people. And it just fits seamlessly with the movie, and I really, really enjoyed this movie.
Very nice. I didn't actually get to see that one.
See?
There we go. First one.
I had to drive an hour to see it. So.
Yeah, so there you go. All right. Moving on to number 9. Number 9 was a movie that actually we saw together, so you will probably see it. Or we'll know this one. Sorry. Bridge of Spies. Bridge of Spies starring Tom Hanks. This one was just a fun one. It was very entertaining. All this was driven through the dialogue, really. It wasn't true action. It was really interesting because Tom Hanks played those roles so well. It was really interesting. There were some parts that definitely didn't work, but it was an overall really fun one. And when you look back at it, you think about the time and effort put in and just how it produced an interesting story that not a lot of people are familiar with. And it was a time period I enjoyed hearing about, and it was fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think I like Tom Hanks' performance more than I like the movie, but still, it was Spielberg, there's nothing wrong with it.
There you go.
So my number 9, I went with Slow West, which is another movie not a lot of people saw. It's just a beautiful looking Western movie. Michael Fassbender's in it. I think the kid is Cody Schmidt-McPhee. Both of them are just really good in it. Not a lot of dialogue. It's just one of those low budget movies that just really hit home for me. Everything worked out. Ben Mendelsohn has a small role in it too. He's really good. Just the whole movie is just kind of a love letter to Westerns with some deep meanings to it, and I just really had a good time with it, and I really want people to see it.
That was on the old Amazon Instant Video. I was going to pull that one up. Unfortunately, missed it out. Well, he's got it. So, anyway, number 8, I went ahead and pulled out with the Attack of the Drug Lords, Sicario. That one was really fun for me. It was just, the action really got me. It was just, the main part I liked about it was just seeing the story unfold with all the crazy stuff going on. It was just, that's really what it was for me. It was just a fun event, and it's number 8 on my list.
Yeah, I did want to rewatch Sicario because when I saw it, I didn't love it. I thought it was a little I don't know, a little too slow and everything, but I did want it. I saw it months ago, so I really wanted to rewatch it. Now
There you
that
go.
I probably will.
Mm-hmm.
So my number 8, I went with Me and Earl and the Dying Girl. Now, if you got a chance to see this one, but
I didn't see.
It was
he sees every movie. I'm telling
it
you.
was the Sundance Sweetheart. Won the Sundance Awards. I was really looking forward to it. It's got that indie vibe to it. You know, it's got the music, the interesting camera angles they use. And it's just a really heartwarming, probably the most emotional movie for me of the year because it follows these kids, these 3 kids. One of them's he's kind of socially awkward, doesn't like to make friends, and he's forced to befriend this girl that has cancer. And so that whole dynamic and the kind of coming of age to it, I thought it was really well done. Dialogue's great. Everything in this movie just really, really well done, and I really enjoyed this movie.
Alrighty, we're on number 7 now. And number 7, I had to put one animated movie on here, and it was my favorite one, Inside Out. Inside Out was just a fun, again, family kid film. Again, you had to put an animated one. And this one was really the best one by far. It's not my favorite Pixar movie of all time, but I gotta say, it was still a fun one. I enjoyed it when I was in the theater. It was, funny, heartwarming, your typical animated movie, but it was different, and it offered some more fun things. The motions were very funny to see on the big screen, and yeah.
Yeah, put Inside Out on my honorable mentions.
There you go. See, hey, this is why we do this, guys. I'm telling you,
it's fun. I didn't love it, but it's fun. It's a very fun movie. What is it, number 7 now? 6? Seven?
You're on 7.
Yeah, 7 for me was Love and Mercy. The story of Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys. And I had no idea going into it. I was kind of I didn't really want to watch this movie. It just kind of got put on. So I was like, all right, fine, I'll watch it. I kind of knew who Brian Wilson was, but this movie was just spectacular. Paul Dano, who got nominated, I think, for the Golden Globe for his performance. He is so good at this movie as Brian Wilson. Him and John Cusack both play him, and it kind of jumps back and forth between time periods. Really well done, very beautifully looking and sounding movie with the music they put in with it. Just very well done. It just pulled me in and engaged me in a story that I had no interest in seeing. So hats off to it for that.
Yeah, very nice. Number 6, I'm going to go ahead and go with Creed. Creed was, first of all, there was 2 really good boxing movies this year.
This was the better one.
Southpaw and Creed. And yes, I went with the one that was, to me, a little bit better. Definitely was Creed. I kind of enjoyed that, kind of the Rocky feel of it, but not quite. Sylvester Stallone, everyone else, and Michael B. Jordan. It was a fun movie. And seeing the build up was a lot more fun to me than kind of the cliched Southpaw movie. That's why I went with it. But yeah, Creed was just a fun one, and it did well too. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead. Take that away from me.
Yeah, Creed, really well done.
I liked it. So.
For my number 6, I have a feeling this is going to be higher on your list and a lot of other people's. It's Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Really want to put this one higher up on my list.
Don't laugh. I mean,
I just felt bad for putting it so low. I was just like, oh, but I couldn't. It slowly built its way up.
You see a lot of good movies. You see a lot more different than other people.
It slowly built its way up its list, but I just couldn't get it any higher. But just such an awesome return to the galaxy far, far away that we both love. I haven't been able to see it a second time, which
I did.
I really want to see it a second time.
It was good.
It's just
second time.
You deconstruct the plot in your head, but regardless, I just think I had a blast in the theater. One of the best theater experiences of the year. Can't wait to revisit it. J.J. Abrams, great job.
Oh, sorry.
That was my cue.
Number 5. Number 5 was one that we also saw together. That included The Martian.
That's my number 5 as well. So
well, we might as well talk about it together then. Yeah. The Martian for me was a movie that was just it was a good time. I think all these movies were a good time, but this one wasn't one of those.
Especially because of the comedy with the drama aspect.
Yeah.
It made it a great time to watch.
Yeah, and none of the comedy was real flat. It was that perfect comedy. There wasn't any over exaggeration of space and planets. It was realistic. It felt good. And I just enjoyed it. Matt Damon hit it out of the park, and it was fun. And again, the realistic part was what, this very well. Some people were saying, was this a true story? And that's how it felt like to me, and that was what engaged me.
Yeah, really a return to form for Ridley Scott, too, because yes. I really liked Prometheus, but a lot of people, he hasn't really he made Exodus, Gods of King, that Counselor movie, so he's kind of been iffy with people for a while, but he is back for sure with this movie. so well done. Again, the comedy mixes perfectly. There's the tension you feel the whole time. Like, is he gonna make it? Then they have the comedic relief. I enjoyed this movie. A lot of people thought when it got back to Earth it kind of tailed off, but I enjoyed both aspects equally because of the cast and how good everybody was.
Number 4. You had this one in your honorable mentions. I felt like it was a little higher, but that's just me. Number 4, Mission Impossible: Rogue Nation. To me, the action movie is difficult today because I don't feel like there's any real good action movies.
Yeah,
and this one,
hard to come by.
yes,
and CGI.
Yes, and this one was one of those rare ones that did well, and that's mainly due to a guy like Tom Cruise, who still does his own stunts. And it's just fantastic. The whole cast. There's a big one, that's for sure. And they all come out together and they make a really good story, first of all, and have some really good action scenes that are engaging and really take it out. I didn't actually see this one in the theater, so I can't say my theater experience.
I saw it twice in the theaters.
But yes,
Good time.
but what I can say is it was fantastic and it was just a blockbuster fun. It was,
really fun movie. Might be my favorite of that whole Mission Impossible series.
Yeah.
Lots of fun. Tom Cruise is the man. For my number 4, I have The End of the Tour. Another movie, really hard for me to see. Not a lot of people also see. Jason Segel, give him at least a nomination because he plays this troubled author, and because he's a comedic actor. I've never seen him in a dramatic role
How About Your
before.
Mother.
Yeah, and he is so good. He's so believable. He never breaks character. I never saw him as the How I Met Your Mother guy. And him and Jesse Eisenberg have a great dynamic. It's just the whole movie is them two driving around, sitting around, talking about just life and all that. And I've never been more engaged by conversations than watching this movie. End of the Tour. Go see it.
Well, my number 3 is it's not the same movie, obviously, but it's very similar in the aspect where the dialogue is the main thing in the movie, and that would be Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs was one that I think really got underappreciated. I think many people would agree.
It bombed that made me so mad when it bombed at the box office. We need more movies like it.
It was something different, just the idea of having different cameras to film, to go through the eras, just Michael Fassbender, a guy that doesn't even look like Steve Jobs, to pull him off perfectly. It was fantastic, and I just enjoyed the close dialogue together. It was fantastic.
Yeah, we'll talk about that one later. I'll get into my thoughts more later on that one. But my number 3 is we were talking about the trouble with the action movie today, and this one was by far my favorite action movie of the year, Mad Max Fury Road. There's nothing more I can say about it than we talked about it. It was our number 1 of the summer too. The realism.
Summer, yeah.
It was just so real, and everything was 90% practical or something like that. George Miller, he's 70 years old, and he just whooped every director's butt with this movie because it was so well done. Again, minimal character setup, but you cared about the characters immediately without them having much of a backstory. And the action, it's just a car chase the whole time. It's wonderful. Absolutely love Mad Max Fury Road. It deserves all the recognition it's getting right now.
And my second film has got to be Max, the dog one. No, I'm kidding. Mad Max.
I was gonna say.
No, Mad Max, same thing with him. It was outrageous. At first, when I first saw it, even the first 5 minutes, I was like, wow, what am I watching? Is this really what my buddy Jack wanted me to watch? And I'm like, this is ridiculous. And then, the ridiculous, you pass it away, and you just see just the time, the effort, the action, just the practical effects. It's just fantastic. It's something that no other movie can do or has done. And it's fantastic. I just enjoyed Mad Max. It was a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be, by far. And that's why it's number 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my number 2 is, you said it earlier, Steve Jobs. Shame on everyone who didn't go see this movie. This movie bombed out of theaters. They had to pull it from theaters because it wasn't making its money back. And then you have a movie like Jurassic World setting records. That should be flip-flopped.
Yeah.
Because this movie, Danny Boyle and his direction, Aaron Sorkin's writing, it's just so perfect. Everything is just perfectly and crisp. The dialogue is just a whirlwind. And this is such an interesting and unique movie. It's so different from what we usually get, even from the talking movies. This one took a different approach to it, and it's so unique and special. That's why I put it so high on my list, because it was so different and out there, and everything worked for me. People really need to appreciate this movie.
Yeah.
I think I know what your number 1 is.
My number 1. Okay, so I want to be completely honest. this first one and the second one were very hard. I enjoyed both of these movies way too much.
I can say that about my top three.
Yeah.
Probably they could all.
Yeah, and I think it's the just the different feel of it, the back to the basics, the enjoyment of the film, and watching it. And that was really what Star Wars did for me. The Force Awakens, it was a movie that I've waited, about a year and a half for. I mean, I have been waiting for this movie, and when I finally got to see it, the thing I was just worried about was disappointing. No, did it not? No, not at all. Every scene was detail oriented. The story I really enjoyed. Say what you want about it being similar to A New Hope. To me, there's enough different. It was enjoyable. There's so much. These characters have so much behind them that are just going to be story oriented. It's just going to be able to be so fantastic later on. Just a great set off for this new trilogy, and that's why it has to be my number one.
Yeah, I can see this movie being what A New Hope. It was kind of a remake of The New Hope. I can see it setting up for The Empire Strikes Back.
It's going to be.
I think number 8 is just going to be off the walls, fantastic. But for my number one, it just recently came out in theaters. The new Quentin Tarantino movie, The Hateful Eight.
Yeah, see, I haven't seen that one yet.
Huge fan of Quentin. If you're not a fan of Quentin Tarantino, you're gonna hate this movie because this is all out. This is bloodier and angrier than he's ever been before. And for a Quentin Tarantino fan, I absolutely loved it. It's the regular showing is about 2 hours 45 minutes. I saw the Roadshow edition, which was 3 hours plus.
Wow.
And I didn't even feel the 3 hours. I was like, wow, that was it. That was 3 hours because the cinematography is fantastic. The script by Tarantino, he makes such great, rich scripts that just draw you in. He is able to extend it out through the timeline without making you feel it. Every character, there's eight of them, Hateful Eight, and they're all just unique, and you want to learn more about them as they walk around and introduce them and getting to know them, and just this kind of whodunit that it turns into when you're trying to figure out, you play along, okay, it was him, but wait, they find out that, so it can't be him, and it's never predictable, never boring. Absolutely loved The Hateful Eight.
Very nice. I'm going to check that one out. But yeah, that's kind of our list here. I think we all enjoyed 2015.
Yeah.
There were some gems. And 2016 is going to be even better, I think.
Yeah, 2016, a lot to look forward to. Of course, the big blockbusters, Batman v Superman, Captain America versus Iron Man, all those movies coming out. And there's always
new Star Wars.
Yeah, another new Star Wars, Rogue One. Can't wait to see.
I think that's going to be
That's going to be very interesting. I'm interested to see what angle they take with that. But there's always littler movies like, I don't think my top 3 or 5 this year I had any idea were even coming out.
Oh yeah, by far.
This year, aside from the obvious ones, Star Wars and stuff, they were not on my radar going into the year. So it's always interesting to see what pops up out of nowhere to surprise you.
Mm-hmm. Most certainly.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching. You like these shirts?
If we get bigger, we got them. So you can let us.
Yet.
Yeah, I mean, but let us know if you like them, and tell your friends. We're gonna try to keep getting more content out to you next year.
Yeah, my New Year's resolution is to make sure we get more reviews
videos
out to you because I know we both saw plenty of movies and we just didn't get the review out in time.
Far.
Just time went by, so definitely gonna make sure we get more reviews out to you guys this year. So look out for that. Let us know down below what is your favorite movie of 2015. And what are you excited for the most for 2016? Thank you guys for watching JnJReviews.
Sign out.